Let's look at measuring central angles and solving for arcs, both major and minor. Here we have the diagram of a circle with a blue minor arc and central angle. Always remember, the measure of a minor arc is equal to its intercepted central angle, like this. Angle GHF equals 60 degrees, therefore the measure of minor arc GF is also equal to 60 degrees. There's one more thing we should look at, and it's highlighted in red. Let's always remind ourselves that a semicircle will always be 180 degrees. This is very important in solving for missing angles and arcs. Here, the major arc GEF would be 360 degrees, which is a full circle, minus the 60 degree minor arc, leaving over 300 degrees for major arc GEF. I'm going to put our diagram up in the corner, just so we remember that the central angle is equal to its arc. Find the measure of each arc of circle R. Well, let's begin with arc MN. Arc MN is the arc that is intercepted by the central angle. Therefore, it is going to be equal to that central angle, 80 degrees. How about MPN? MPN, let's highlight that in red. Look at that for a moment. We know a full circle is 360 degrees, but we'd have to subtract out the 80 degrees that's in the minor arc. That leaves 280 degrees for arc MPN. Finally, what if we consider arc NMP or PMN? Same thing. Let me highlight it in yellow. Right off, we can recognize that is a semicircle formed by the diameter. Semicircles are always equal to 180 degrees. The Arc Addition Postulate just simply means that we can add two minor arcs to get the total of the created major arc. Minor arc AB plus minor arc BC would equal the whole thing. Let's practice this. Let's find the measure of arc AB. Well, we notice that it is the minor arc that is intercepted by the central angle AQB. Therefore, it's going to be equal to that angle, 96 degrees. What about ACB? That's almost all the way around the circle. Well, a complete circle is 360 degrees, so we need to subtract 96 degrees from 360, leaving us with 264 degrees. What about arc AE? Well, let's remind ourselves that EB is a diameter, 180 degrees. So if we take 180 and subtract out 96, we're left with 84 degrees for arc AE and angle EQA. Both would be 84 degrees. Again, let's remind ourselves one more time about the Arc Addition Postulate. You have to get used to being able to add minor arcs to get larger major arcs. Here, the red minor arc AB, shown here, plus the minor arc BC, shown in orange, both added together would total the measure of major arc ABC. Let's look at these. If I need to get the measure of arc DAB, well, I'm missing the arc DA, or the central angle DA. So I can subtract that from 360 degrees. Everything from 360 degrees is going to leave me with 140 degrees. Once I've solved for the missing angle, it's quite easy to put the pieces together and give the measures of the rest. So arc DAB would be 140 plus 100 equaling 240 degrees, and BCA would be 80 plus 40 plus 140, leaving us with 260 degrees. A couple of more examples. Find the measure of each arc. GE. The measure of GE would be 40 plus 80, totaling 120 degrees. Arc GEF would be 40 plus 80 plus 110 degrees, giving us a total for GEF of 230 degrees. And finally, GF, the missing piece, we could subtract the angles that we do know from the total of 360 degrees, giving us 130 degrees for GF. Let me color code those for you and give you some time to look it over. Pause the video and study this, and if you have questions, please let me know.